welcome back to my channel. So I forgot to film an intro to this video. I have pretty much been filming something every single day for the past couple of weeks that I just jumped into this video, started filming it like I had already started it. So basically in this vlog I will be reading some spooky books. I have one book that you guys have been dying for me to read, and then I have another one that I think is going to be the scariest book I've ever read, or I hope it's the scariest book I've ever read. It sounds like it's gonna terrify me. So the first book that I read was Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Like I said, this is a book that every single time I have mentioned it, the comments like get flooded with, oh my god, read Lock Every Door. Lock Every Door is amazing. You're gonna love Lock Every Door. You're gonna love Riley Sager. Read Riley Sager. You guys clearly have very strong opinions about Riley Sager. I've seen mixed things. I've had people tell me that they love his books. I've had people tell me that they hate his books. I've had people tell me that I'm gonna love his books. I've had people tell me that I'm going to hate his books. I've tried to read The Final Girls and I DNF'd it. And then Lock Every Door, I read the first couple of chapters in my Last Chance book series where I give books one last chance before I'm going to unhaul them, and it was one of the books that I kept because I did really like the first like 30 pages that I read. I was very intrigued. I finally decided to read it and you're gonna see how it goes. And then the other book that I want to read that I think will be the scariest book is called Cavern by Alistair Hodge. So what I know about this already, the cover looks like horrifying, but this, from what I know, is an expedition into these undiscovered caves in Australia, and this like archaeology team is going and investigating, and they discover a really horrific creature in there. So you guys know I am terrified of caves. I've mentioned this many times. Terrified of caves. You will never ever get me into a cave. And I love expedition horror. Any type of horror that is about like a team of scientists or explorers or any type of like discovery and they're exploring something. Oh my god, I love that. Into the Drowning Deep did that. They went and explored the Mariana Trench. The Luminous Dead, she explored these caves. A bunch of my favorite horror movies, so As Above, So Below, where they're exploring catacombs in Paris. The Descent, where they're exploring caves, or like sci-fi horror where they're exploring like a brand new planet that they found. Like I just really love expedition or exploration horror. Oh my god, I love all of it, and it all terrifies me. Like that is the horror that genuinely scares me. I really don't get scared by much else, but expedition horror, terrifying. It's so terrifying. And I don't even know if that's really like a category, but that is what I am putting it all under because I love it all and I hate it all. So I'm hoping that this is like the one book that genuinely gives me nightmares. I just recently filmed my like book recommendations that will give you nightmares, and I have never read a book that gave me nightmares. So I am really hoping that this is the one that does it. So we are going to rewind in time to back when I started reading Lock Every Door. When I did my makeup this morning, I kind of tried to match the book. I don't really know how well I did. What do you guys think? I don't know. I've been trying to have more fun with my makeup looks lately because, I don't know, I've just been feeling more like colorful vibes. I think it has to do with the fact that like I never go anywhere. Like I literally, since the quarantine started, I've gone maybe 5 places. It feels nice to just like take time every day where I am just sitting there like making myself look pretty. So I tried to go for like a purpley pink vibe. I don't know. I'm not the best at makeup. but I'm trying. So yeah, today I'm going to read more of this. Last night I refreshed myself on what I had read in my previous video where I read the first couple chapters of this. Even though like it was only a month ago that I did that, I remembered what happened. It was only like 20 pages, so I thought I might as well just reread that part. Today is slightly a busy day. I do have a lot of other filming and editing that I have to do, but I feel like I could get at least half of this read today. So I just filmed my book recommendations of books that I think will give you nightmares. So if you didn't watch that, it should be up by now. Before I did that, I read up to, let's see, I read 75. Yeah, I read up to chapter 10 of Lock Every Door, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It definitely, there's this movie that it reminds me of with Hilary Swank and the guy who the actor who plays Negan on The Walking Dead. What movie am I thinking of? I'm gonna put the picture here, but it's a movie where she moves into this apartment building and then every night creepy things are happening. The guy, Negan, is her neighbor, and then it turns out that like he can move through the walls of her apartment and has been like watching her every night. Oh my god, it's so creepy. But this reminds me of that. So far, like, there hasn't really been any creepy elements. We're still like setting up what this building is, who the characters are. But I really like the vibe. I like the vibe of this apartment building. I'm really picturing the hotel from American Horror Story Hotel. Like, that's the vibe that I'm picturing. So yeah, I'm gonna go read more. I feel like I could finish this today because it's going by pretty fast. It's very fast paced. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's somebody in this book that has a name that I don't like. I have dated multiple people with this name and they all suck. So I'm just immediately suspicious of anybody with this name. And I'm calling it right now that this person is behind everything. Just purely based on the name. But I'm gonna feel really vindicated if I'm right. Like, I'm sorry to anyone who has this name, but you probably suck. Just a little. Just a little. So this morning I finished Lock Every Door and I think I really liked it. Okay, so I never really explained what this is about. So basically we're following this girl who finds this job opportunity to be an apartment sitter in this very fancy, rich apartment building where like very, very elite, like the top rich people live in. And so she's offered a very like lucrative job to apartment sit, live in the apartment, and get paid like $4,000 a month to live there. So not only does she get to live in this incredible building, but they're paying her to do it. So it sounds like a crazy, like, is this even real opportunity? But they have a lot of rules, like you can't have any visitors, you can't speak to any of the residents unless you are spoken to, you can't stay anywhere else, you have to stay in the apartment every single night. But she is kind of like down on her luck. She lost her job, she needs money, so she accepts it even though her friend is like, girl, there's a lot of red flags here. There has been so many rumors about this apartment building of like people dying there, really sinister, dark things happening there. So as she is staying here, she meets one of the other apartment sitters and the girl like tells her that she senses something creepy going on. And then that night she hears like screaming from the apartment below her where this girl is staying. And she goes to check on her and she's acting very bizarre and won't let her come in. And then the next day she finds out that the girl moved out in the middle of the night. And she thinks that's very suspicious. So she starts to investigate to see, like, to find her and figure out what actually happened. And she comes across this conspiracy of a lot of the apartment sitters have gone missing. So yeah, I was like pleasantly surprised by this. I went into it with like very medium expectations because I've heard mixed things about it. I've had people tell me that I'm gonna love it. I've had people tell me that I'm gonna hate it. So I really went in with like no expectations really, and I enjoyed it. I think that it was very predictable. Like at every point I saw where it was going. I think it was like by page 20, I was like, I know what the twist is. I know what's happening. And I was right. So it was very predictable, but it was still super fun. Like I had a good time reading this and it was enjoyable, and I liked the main character and I really liked the vibes of this apartment building. And I will say that like I think that this was the most fun I've ever had with a thriller. And even though I found this very predictable, I'm gonna be honest, there were a couple scenes that like freaked me out a little bit. I don't get scared easily, but I don't know if it's cause like I live alone in an apartment building that there was like certain things in here that I was just like, what? And like, I'm very paranoid by nature. Like, I always think I'm being watched. I have to check like air vents for cameras. I just always think that I'm being like secretly recorded or like someone's secretly spying on me. So I'm very, very paranoid in general. And this definitely amped my paranoia up a lot. If I'm recommending a thriller for you to read that's gonna like blow your mind and shock you, that wouldn't be this. But if you're looking for a thriller that's just like really fun and has a really entertaining concept, then I would definitely say to pick this up because I really enjoyed it and I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It was just very entertaining and I'm definitely excited to read more from Riley Sager. I know that, I think it's called Home After Dark. A lot of people have told me to read that and that sounds really good. And then he has another book coming out next year called Survive the Night, which sounds, probably out of all of his books, sounds the most like something that I would really like. So yeah, I'm excited to read more of his books now. Got a package. I'm gonna show you guys even though you probably don't care at all. But I got this perfume set. I really am like on the hunt for my signature scent or just like a perfume that I really like. I've been wearing the Cloud perfume, the Ariana Grande Cloud perfume, and I love the scent of that, but it just doesn't last long. Like after an hour, it's gone. So I've been wanting a new perfume and so I got this set. It has 7 sample sizes and then it comes with like a voucher to get a full size of whichever one you like. So you can try all of these out. And I'm really into like, I don't like floral scents. I like sweet or musky or fruity scents. And also I just like really don't like to commit to a perfume, like a full bottle of a perfume until I've tried it a bunch because one of the things that triggers my migraines is scent. So a lot of times I'll really like a perfume or a body spray or something, but then every time I wear it, I get a migraine. Which one do I want to try? Let's try one right now. Let's do this one, Sol de Janeiro. It's warm and spicy. Notes of salted caramel, pistachio, jasmine, and vanilla. Oh my god, I love that. Oh my god, this smells so good. Okay, so now I'm going to start the cavern. Like I said, this follows a team of people who are going to explore these undiscovered caverns in, I believe, Australia. There's a creature there. That's all I know about it. I kind of just want to go into it not knowing much else. I really haven't heard anything about this book. I found it because of the cover. I saw this cover and I was immediately scared. So I was like, yes, that's the one. This is already really scary. I feel like a lot of the horror books that I read start off kind of slow and it takes time for like the horror to build. That is not what happened here. The first chapter, like, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. So the first chapter, we're following this couple who I don't think they're the main characters. Well, I know they're not the main characters because they're dead, but they are going into the cave to explore it. While they're down there, the wife sees this little boy and she's like, oh my god, we have to save him. There's this little boy here. And so she follows him. It is probably one of the most horrific scenes I've ever read in my life. The little boy shifts or changes into this, I don't even know how to explain it, like snake spider monster. This like giant snake spider monster. It kills her in like a really graphic, gross, brutal way that I'm not going to describe because I will definitely get demonetized. But oh my god, I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. Like exactly what I wanted. And I really like that it opened up at the gate, like at the start. It was like, this is what we're about. This is what we're doing. Strap in because it's gonna be crazy. I'm really enjoying it. The main character, he is a doctor and he's an EMT. And his girlfriend is the one that's like in the crew of scientists. And he's tagging along because he's currently on leave from work. And they thought it would be a good idea to have like a medical person with them just in case anything goes wrong. So he's tagging along, but he's very nervous about it because he has intense claustrophobia, which I'm like, I relate. So it's interesting to see like how he is handling the situation. Like not even the creature. He hasn't even seen the creature yet, but he's already freaking out just about being in the cave while everyone else is like, dude, you gotta chill. And I'm like, oh my god, that would be me. I took a little reading break to watch this movie and it was so good. Oh my god, if you're looking for a really good revenge horror, definitely check it out. It's called Revenge. It's on Shudder, and it was so good. All right, so I took a much longer break than I expected watching horror movies, but it's fine. It's in the theme of tonight. I will admit though, I also watched a bunch of Christmas movies. I know, the shame, the shame. I'm literally in spooky season. What am I doing? I don't know. I just, for some reason, I got in the Christmas mood and I watched I watched like 3 in a row. That's where I'm at. See, I'm listening to I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm listening to the audiobook of Cavern, and the audiobook is really good. And I am over halfway. So like, things have picked up. Things have gotten crazy. It's wild, gory, it's bloody, it's scary. What the fuck? Somebody keeps like banging on my door. I'm like scared to go look. And it's 2 a.m. I'm gonna go look. I'm like so scared, you guys. I told you guys I'm paranoid. I'm so paranoid, and I'm reading a really scary book and it's 2 a.m. and somebody keeps banging on my door. At least I think it's my door, or it might be my neighbor's door. I can't tell. I'm gonna go look. I'm kind of like, I'm scared. I'm a little scared. Okay, let's go look. Shh. We're gonna look out of the people. I don't see anything. Did you hear that? Oh my god, okay. I'm out of here. Every time I go look, nobody's there. Oh my god. I already know how this night is gonna go. I'm gonna spiral. It's fine. Everything is fine. We're cool here. I'm safe. Alright, so like I said, it is like 2 a.m. I've been up all night. Well, all night. I've been up past midnight reading this book, and it is so scary. And I kind of don't want to go to sleep tonight, but I finished it. I really liked this. I definitely think if you liked Into the Drowning Deep or The Luminous Dead, you will like this. It has very similar vibes, except more horror, because I feel like the horror in this book was at a 100 all the way through, whereas with Into the Drowning Deep and The Luminous Dead, those were slower builds. But this was like, if you take the scariest moments of those books and make it an entire book, that's what this was. So I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. The only thing I didn't like was the cast of characters in both Into the Drowning Deep and The Luminous Dead. I really liked the characters. This one, the characters were fine. I mean, I don't need to really like the characters in order to like a horror, because like most of the time they're probably gonna die. But I just wasn't like extra rooting for these characters. I didn't really care if they lived or if they died. I was here for the scares and the monster, and it delivered on that. So 4 stars. I really liked it. I'm excited that this was the thing that I like ended my spooky month on. So this is my last spooky vlog, which I had a lot of fun making all of these. I keep looking at my lips in the viewfinder because I got this new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip kit for pillowy lips, and you know what? I think it worked. My lips look very pillowy. I hope you guys liked all of the videos that I did. I really had a lot of fun making them, and I cannot wait for my November videos. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited. Like, as much as I loved making these spooky vlogs, I'm really excited that it's over and that it's now about to be November, because the videos that I'm doing, amazing. If I'm allowed to say that. I need to stop. Okay, I'm a little delirious. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what was the best spooky book you read this month, if you read spooky books. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!